are back. I'm Ben Ether, and of course, this is the Ben Ether Show. And like I said, when you see me, I'm always bringing the best talent out there in the world today. And today, I gotta pat myself on the back because I done did it one more again, y'all. One more again. What I mean by that is, I got my good friend here, my special guest. Memphis recording artist. Well, don't let me say Memphis. Let me just say world recording artist. Craig Jones, known to his fans as Jay Craig. Uh, Welcome to the show, Jay, and thank you for coming. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good.
You
Thanks
doing
for
good?
having me.
Good,
Yeah,
man.
good to be here.
Well, man, you know, it's been a long time since I saw you. I think the last time that we actually was together was at my birthday party.
True.
Um, and we had a ball that night.
We did.
You performed, and
Yeah,
we actually had a really good time that night. You know what I mean?
I did.
So
We did.
so Jay, what have you been doing? Uh, how you been spending your time since the pandemic set in, man? How you handling that?
Well, as best as possible. Being locked inside is no fun, of course, but you have a time uh, to do things that you don't normally do when you're on the go.
Right.
So I did spend a lot of time in the studio. I have a new song. Matter of fact, since the pandemic, I released 2 songs.
Okay.
So, go out there and check them out. Need You by My Side. Got a lot of followers and a lot of streams. So, a lot of people have spoke high of it. As a matter of fact, as a result, after I released that song, now I'm working with a guy in Nashville. Um, so he's a song placement guy, and it seems to be a
And you say he's out of Nashville?
yeah.
Okay.
He's
So how long y'all been
servicing.
working together now?
Maybe about 3 months. So looks good. He likes all of my music, and
Well,
so
your
he's trying to
music
find
ain't
a
your
place.
music ain't hard to like, man. You know what I
I
mean?
appreciate it.
Your music ain't hard to like. Um, I've been listening to your music now. What? Maybe 4 or 5 years, something
Okay.
like that. I think we met. We actually met online,
Yes.
and then when I had my birthday party, I invited you out to perform, and you were kind enough to come out and perform. Um, so yeah, your music is not hard to like. It's real. I don't know how to really. You can't really genreize you. You don't have a genre.
No, and I try to stay outside the box, to be honest with you. I'm unsigned. I don't have a label that directs my material. So I don't have any writers, no ghost writers.
So
I'm the
you do all the
producer.
writing yourself?
Yes, I produce the music and I write the lyrics. So and the arrangement and so on and so forth that comes from me. But I'm not new to this game. You know, I grew up in LA, in New York actually, and then I grew up further in
Oh,
LA.
wait a minute. You from New York?
Yeah, I grew up in New York, originally from North Carolina, and when I was 12 years old, see, my father was in the ministry, so we all moved to New York when I was 12. So when I went to New York, I was exposed to all kinds of music. I played in blues, rock, jazz, of course, church,
Okay, you
where I
said you
started
played.
off.
So what all do you play? What all instruments do you play?
Well, I play bass, I play a little drums,
I didn't know that.
and I play a little bit of guitar. And right now, I do all of my composing on keyboards. So,
Okay,
you
so
know,
all the music that you've given me, you orchestrated all that music.
oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Fantastic, man.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, fantastic. I think maybe I think maybe about 2 months ago, you sent me a new song. It was a ballad. I can't think of the name of it, but it was real different. And I had quite a few people calling the radio station asking me to play that song.
Okay.
I can't think of the name of it now, but it was a ballad.
Okay. I got a lot of ballads, so
Y'all can imagine you do.
maybe it was, yeah, because I'm a lover, so and I like to reflect on my love experience, I
Okay.
love the ladies, and hopefully they love me too. At least they act like they do when they're around me. So, but anyway, I try to think in terms of my best experiences,
Okay.
with the ladies. And of course, if you see my videos, then you know what I'm talking
Hey man, listen, let me tell you. That you know that video, man, that one that you sent me,
Yes.
you know, man, before we talk about that video, hey, listen, I gotta ask you a few more questions before we get to that. Cause let me tell you, man, that video, people, when I tell y'all that this man has an incredible video, listen, it's strictly for grown folks. If you get faint of heart, you probably don't want to look at this video. But man, that video,
True that.
that video, man, we're gonna talk about that, Craig. Man,
Yeah.
we gotta talk about that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Matter of fact, out of all the years and out of all the videos I've seen by the myriad of artists that I've seen, I ain't seen nothing like it. Do you hear me? I ain't seen nothing even come close to that. When you say you thinking outside the box
Yes.
and you thinking away from the norm,
Right.
okay, I gotta hand it to you. You do, man.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you really do. I looked at that video, man. That video has you got close to 60,000
Yes.
views on it.
Yes. Yes.
That's a lot.
Yes.
That's a whole lot. Well, how long you been doing this?
The music, you mean?
Yeah, let's go back. Let's go
Okay.
back. Okay, let's go back a minute.
Okay.
How old were you? How old were you when you first realized that I have an affinity for music. I like music. How old were you when you knew that?
Probably 8 years old, man, to be honest with you. Because my father, he was a preacher, but he was a singer too. And
Okay.
he knew how to, command an audience.
Oh, for real?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so did he have his own church and all that?
He was a bishop.
He was a
So
bishop. Okay.
he was over several churches.
Wow.
So when we went to New York, he was what's known as state overseer. So
Oh man, let me position myself. I gotta hear all this good. You know what I mean? This is getting
yeah,
interesting.
yeah,
Okay, so your father was a bishop.
yes,
Okay. You said he could command the audience.
oh, absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, he knew how to. He had charisma. He had to draw. He had he had to draw. He had the talent of drawing people. So um, the church that he was bishop over,
Mm-hmm.
it was a mixed church. It was black and white. They were stationed. Their main hub is in East Tennessee. So that's what brings me to Tennessee because we've always had conventions in East Tennessee.
Okay.
That's where we used to convene at least once a year annually.
Okay. Here in
big
Tennessee.
East Tennessee.
East Tennessee.
Yes.
Okay.
And they were actually sisters of the Church of God in Christ.
Okay.
So they all came from the same Azusa Street Ministries. And there's a big story about that. A lot of people know about that. But anyway, my family was probably definitely the largest black family in that church nationwide. So, and everybody knew my dad. because my dad would always travel to the Caribbean islands and overseas.
Did you travel with them a lot?
When I was a kid. When I was a kid, I was the youngest for about 9 years till my little sister came along. And nobody knew where she came from, but all of a sudden she came. She was queen. So, but anyway, yeah, I did travel quite a bit with them when I was young.
Well, y'all were real close.
Oh yeah, yeah. Our family, even extended family, is real close. My granddad had 65 grandchildren. So my dad had 12. It was 12 of them. And
so how many siblings do you have?
5. Well, 4 others.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
So where do you fall in that?
I'm kind of in the middle.
Okay,
kind of in the middle.
Okay,
yes.
All
yes.
right.
I'm kind of in the middle. So, but anyway, my musical experience stems all the way back to, like I said, when I was like 6 years old. We had a group, church group. It was 4 of us. My sisters, my 2 sisters, and my other brother. And we was known as Fantastic Four. We used to sing in the church, and then we had a lot of other cousins that had groups too. So we were
I was just about to ask you that. So you came from a family of entertainers?
Oh, absolutely. A lot of everybody can sing. If there was one of the bishops here, he would tell you that our family either sang, preached, or played or something. You know, we were all talented, you know, with something. So I didn't go into the ministry, but the music is my ministry. So that's the way that I coin it anyway. You know, I believe that it was a gift, and it was something that I didn't have to want. You know, it was just something that I was blessed with.
You know, I was looking at your bio, and something caught my eyes where you said that in the beginning you thought you were supposed to look for an artist, and then you realized that you were the artist.
Yeah, and actually, that was the beginning of J. Craig, which was down the road from, you know, New York, LA, all that. So I had pretty much washed my hands of the music to some degree. I still did it. I built a studio in my home, so of course I intended to do it, but I didn't know on what level or what my position would be.
So you built you built the studio, and according from listening to what you're saying, you built the studio, but then you must didn't use it for a while.
I did and I didn't because my career, I worked in the power generation industry, and I worked 1,500 to 2,000 hours overtime every year, so I could provide for the family.
So you got a degree in engineering?
Yes, I'm an engineer. I'm multifaceted.
You're a brain. Oh man, you're a brainiac.
I'm blessed. I'm blessed.
Right.
I really take no credit for anything. I think that I was just
given. How did that happen? Well, you just did. I know you had to go to school for all that. Yeah. So was it your idea, or did your parents have a hand in you doing that, or how did that happen?
To be honest with you, I was a pre-med student at UT for 4 years. And the reason I did not matriculate into the medical field was because my folks moved back up north. My dad was reassigned, and he went back up north. And
the ministry reassigned him?
Yes, yes. He was in headquarters in East Tennessee, but they reassigned him as regional overseer.
So he was like really cemented in the ministry.
Oh, he was the top black bishop in that church.
What about your mom? What part did she play in all this?
She was the glue of the family. Mom kept everything together. She was very loving. Everybody knew and respected her. She was highly respected, highly regarded, and she just supported him to the end.
You're a real interesting guy, man.
Well, I got a story.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is nothing like what I expected to hear. I mean, this is way off of what I was expecting. I mean, way off. So you acknowledge you got a degree in engineering. What else do you have a degree in besides it's just engineering? Tell me, you got a
Well,
degree in engineering. What else does that encompass?
actually, I do not have a degree in engineering. I studied science for 4 years, all of the engineering sciences. In math, I was an A student, straight A student in math. So the engineering field was open to me. So when I started working for TVA, which is the company I work for,
Are you still with TVA now?
I'm semi-retired. I could go out on a contract if they offer me one, and I did work one. I retired in 2016, but I retired in April 2016. In December, I was back working with them.
Can you tell us? I want you to tell us when you say a contract. Tell us a little bit. Can you tell us a little bit about what the contract consists of? What are some of the components in the contract?
Well, it's I was unit operator, so my contract was for the operation of one or several units, and we had three, and I was the most experienced person at the plant at that time because the plant was closing,
Mm-hmm.
and they were assigning all of the people that were planning to go on, but it was close to my retirement, so I decided to retire.
Just gonna all do a couple of songs apiece, pass the mic to the next, and I'd like for you to be a part of that.
Let me know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really like for you to be a part of that.
Let me know. I haven't performed live since before the pandemic, so just let me know.
Oh, you haven't at all? You haven't performed at all since the pandemic?
I was on tour in 2018. I went to 7 states. I went to Massachusetts.
I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, I went to Massachusetts. I went to Oregon. I went to Salt Lake City. I was in Salt Lake City, and then I was in D.C., Baltimore, Brooklyn, um, Manhattan, Orlando. I went.
Well, you said you weren't married, right? You're not married now, but is there a significant other?
I have uh, I have some special interest.
Okay, you
some
do?
people I have special interest in.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
you said some people.
Well, a person for sure. That I have
Okay.
special interest.
Do they
in.
know?
I hope they do.
You hope they do?
I hope they do.
Well,
I hope they do.
whoever she is, she'll be lucky. She's lucky, you know what I mean?
Well, she'll have her hands full too now because I'm not an easy person to deal with either. I don't think, but I try to be. I try to be as much as she'll need.
Okay.
I'll put it like
Y'all
that.
been together a while?
We've known each other for a while. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. All right. Well, I remember when you came to the birthday party.
Not her.
Not her. Okay. 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 So
I'll
somebody
stop you right there. Yeah.
Okay.
Not her. She's
Okay.
in video, as a matter of fact. If you noticed.
I didn't. Man, let me tell you that video, man.
Yeah.
That video, I gotta tell you, man.
She's a performer too, so we hooked up. She liked me. She liked me outside of that, of course,
right.
But she liked the fact that I was a mover and a shaker.
Okay.
Somebody who was like I said, outside the box.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can work a 9 to 5, but at the same time, I can also
no, you
rock
ain't
a
9
party.
to 5 material, man. You know what I mean? I
I
mean,
can still
even when
rock a
you was
party,
doing 9 to 5, you wasn't really doing 9 to 5. You was really your own boss, you know. Um,
pretty much.
yeah, that's it, man. That whole everything about you right now is kind of perplexing but refreshing. You know what I mean?
I do.
You've done a lot, man.
I have. I was in the Gulf War in
Oh, you
1990,
were?
1991. Yeah,
Okay,
I was
so
in Iraq in 1991.
1991 was that during the Osama bin Laden time?
That was before
That was been
Osama bin Laden. Bin Laden was 001,
okay. So who
but
who,
this
who
was
was
in the
we?
90s. This was
Okay,
1991. So
okay,
this is the first time when Saddam Hussein was at the helm in Iraq, and they invaded Kuwait. Kuwait.
I remember that.
That's when we went over.
So but you wasn't a foot soldier, were you?
I was in a field artillery unit, but I was the nuclear, biological,
I
chemical
was just fixing
warfare
to say you
expert.
wasn't. You didn't have those boots on the ground, man. I'm like, no, that ain't that's not your mo. You ain't
Well,
getting on that ground,
I had to be out there with them, but
right?
I was there for a whole different
But
purpose.
they had a whole bunch of people to go through before they got to you, right?
They should have,
Right.
you know.
Okay. Well, listen, man. Before we talk about that video, and we gotta talk about that video. Um, when you did your tour,
Hmm.
you said you did 7 cities, seven
Yes,
states.
yeah. Well, yeah, 7 cities.
Okay. Were you away from home a long time?
Yeah, yeah. But I was coming back and forth. I didn't get out there and stay because I was flying everywhere, you know. So I flew into Boston. I come back home
Okay.
for, a couple of days or whatever. I don't remember. May have been a week. And then I fly to, I think my next stop was Salt Lake City. So I flew to Salt Lake City,
Hmm.
played 2 nights,
Okay.
and then came back because my tour really was. Um, I did some restaurant bars, and
Okay.
then I did some hotels. So this hotel, trying to remember the name of them. It was that Red Line Hotel. They're kind of like uh, the Indigo
Hmm.
downtown,
Okay.
kind of newfangled, um, and they had a stage. So that was kind of one of their features. They had a sound stage,
They had a sound stage.
and I played at the Red Lion in Salt Lake City, the Red Lion in Baltimore and DC, and then I played the Red Lion in Brooklyn. And I played some other bars and restaurants stuff too on tour. Had a manager at the time, and she was the one, well, publicist, manager, kind of slash. She did a lot of good things. Some things I was
Y'all still working
kind of
together?
so no, we're
Not
not.
working together anymore.
No, no, we're not.
Well, I asked you that because I wanted to also ask you when you went on the tour, were you with your significant other that you're with now, or with somebody different?
Oh, what's what? I was with. As a matter of fact, I was dating the one you saw in the video during that time,
Okay,
but she didn't ever go out with me.
that's why I asked you that. How did you juggle that? Cope with how did you cope with being gone away from home so long?
It was cool. I mean,
Did
I
it bother
always
your
had a
significant other, your mate back then?
no. She was glad to see me when I got back, so
Okay,
I enjoyed that of course too. We never had any kind of falling out because of course
she
she
understood what
yeah,
you
she
what you
was
were
in the
doing,
business, so she
right?
was entertainer too. She was kind of out of it at that point,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know that she's doing it now, but she knows what is up, what was up with it, and also, you know, she also knew that I was not necessarily looking to hook up, you know.
Okay.
So
Well, listen. Let me ask you that video.
yes,
That video,
yes.
man. It is really sensual. It's really. It's got a lot of sex in it.
That it does.
Was that for real, or it was just made to look like it was for real?
I'm gonna leave that to your imagination, just like I left it to everyone else's imagination.
Wow,
Because every video has some reality and some fantasy.
it
You
does.
know, and that video incorporates enough of both. You know,
Well,
to keep you interested.
I'm hoping I'm hoping that management will attach that to the show after we're done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, well, before we go, man, I didn't get to ask you half of the stuff I wanted to, but I mean, still,
That's a lot.
yeah, we got. I'm gonna have to bring you back, bro. You know what I mean? You got to come back, Craig. You got to come back, man. It's just too much that I didn't get to ask you. But while you're here, let me do this right quick. While you're sitting here, I make all my good guests hold this mirror.
Okay.
Now you looking at mirror real good because what this mirror does is it allows me to get a glimpse of your future.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it gives me, it holds a piece of your future. So
Okay.
take a good look at it. Also, don't let me fail to mention, I don't let no ugly people look in it. All right, I'll take it back now.
All
All right.
right.
So now let me look in it, and let me tell you. Benita, let me tell you, you one handsome guy. Man, listen here. Oh, but listen, what the mirror is telling me about you is, it's telling me that your future, your past has been bright, and your future is even brighter.
Mm.
Your future is even brighter.
Mm.
So, and not only that, also, each one of these stones on here represents a guest that I've had. So, come this time next week, I'll have your stone put on there.
Okay.
I'll have the J. Craig stone put on there. But I make sure that I let all my guests hold this mirror, and I make sure that I put a stone on it. But still in all, remember, like I said, if you're ugly, you ain't gonna get a chance to look at it. I ain't got nothing against ugly people, but you can't look in the mirror. Because you know what they say. Ugly people break mirrors. I don't want it broke, okay?
I don't blame.
Yeah, I don't want it broke. So
nice mirror.
Hey man, thank you. Listen, man, I really appreciate you coming out. And I'm gonna like I said, I'm putting together that Pass the Mic show. Okay. I want to make you a part of it. And outside of that, I'm also gonna invite you back. You think I can get you to come back?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Sure.
Okay. I appreciate it, man.
Just let me know.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for tuning in tonight. Y'all been watching the Ben Ether Show. I'm Ben Ether. This is my guest, Craig Jones, known in the music world as J. Craig. I thank y'all again for tuning in. And until the next taping, you know what I always say. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Peace.
SVP, SVP, your family, all your needs. We're gonna make you fall in love. SVP, we're gonna make you fall in love. SVP TV.